सीधे आपको ले चलते हैं राजधानी रायपुर, जहां पर इंडियन पावर स्टेशन ONM कॉन्फ्रेंस 2024 कैंसिल किया गया।
So indirectly it is a 10% less coal consumption and the 10% less the ECR what is going to be. So this is the another area which is required to be looked into, and there may be a proposal to go for some kind of minimum or rather minimum efficiency and the maximum heat rate what should be considered for the ECR purposes, and there will be some investments which will be required, but we should not be hesitating to go for that. The O&M practices, I think Singrauli Unit 1, the performance speaks a lot about the practices what is being followed in the last 42 years, which makes it kind of 100% output at design efficiency. So we would like to extend those kind of knowledge, those kind of our experience with anyone and everyone in the country, so that we will be able to meet the power requirement in a more reliable and affordable manner. At the end, I think it is the people who really take care, and they are the backbone for any good performance. And our engineers, starting from the recruitment, the job rotation, on-the-job training, and hand-holding and learning from the seniors. I think this is the culture which we have developed, and that is one of the reasons that our power stations are maintained in a way that they can deliver even at the 40 years old power stations at the rated capacity and with a designed efficiency. We are also investing now in the digitalization and AI and ML. So I would also offer that kind of experience with all the companies, all the power stations across the country, and we should take the help of AI ML and what was being discussed in the beginning. I think it was one of the clipping which was shown, EPRI, which is one of the world's best of the Electric Power Research Institute, which is custodian of some of the experiences and the database also. We should also try to look at that how we can create in our Indian context, because there is a little difference in the kind of operating conditions what was there in the western part of the world and what we are facing because of our own conditions and the environment conditions. So I would request our O&M people to start looking at how we can replicate or maybe some improved version what EPRI has done in case of the worldwide kind of institute. And that will be helpful for each and everyone, because we will be able to share the practices and the experiences coming out of those things. I am aware that Secretary Power has to leave for some other meetings, and I think there was some message coming out that he would like to speak before CA Chairman speaks. But at the end again, I would like to extend warm welcome to Honorable Minister, to Honorable Secretary, to all the people present here in this hall. And this event, looking at today's presence, it is becoming that this is one of the most sought after event for the thermal power station operation and maintenance. I wish that in coming years there will be more and more interest will be coming up. Before I conclude, I would also like to inform here that I have asked specifically to invite or to ask the youngsters to join this conference so that they will be able to listen and learn out of that. The sharing of the experiences, what is coming out.
Transmission capacity and also I think the distribution infrastructure. Friends, you are all aware that presently we have about 428 gigawatt of installed capacity, generation capacity, and we are adding capacity at a brisk pace, and we need to add another 500 gigawatt by 2031-32. While integrating renewable energy, we are conscious of the fact that our base load requirements will require thermal capacity addition. And we have set a target of adding 80,000 megawatts by 21-32 of thermal capacity. But as we add more and more capacity, what is equally important is to sustain the capacity, to maintain this capacity, to operate this capacity to its critical maximum. And this will require observance of O&M practices. I was reading through the material provided by NTPC, and they have talked about condition-based maintenance, remote monitoring, and predictive analysis. Gurdeep mentioned about cost-effective maintenance. I think the cost effectiveness should also be seen against the potential loss of generation. Because at the end of the day, there is loss of generation because of a lack of maintenance, and probably the cost is prohibitively high. Gurdeep also mentioned about the LPS rules and the transformation it has brought in terms of ensuring the payment security. We are also conscious of the fact that about 1/3 of our thermal generation capacity is with the state generating company. And we are also aware that many state generating companies are not actually getting their tariff fully realized in terms of cash. So they do realize this money in terms of on the accrual basis, but it doesn't actually reach fully the state generating companies. And this is actually reflecting in terms of the operation and maintenance of the units as well. The chairman CA regularly gives us an update that the partial outage any day ranges from say 5,000 megawatt to 14,000 megawatt, and that shows that there is stress in the system. Today we also talked about flexibilization. As I am told that only about 40% of the state generating companies, basically the capacity, is operating to the minimum technical level of 55%.
And this is original. The capacity which is under construction needs to be completed quickly. We can't afford any slip-ups because already we are on the edge. We are able to meet the demand during the solar hours, but just about barely, right? And during non-solar hours, during peak hour, during the peak demand period, we had a shortfall about 8,000 to 9,000 megawatts. That's not going to change at the present rate. Because out of a total of 213 gigawatts of fossil fuel, I am ruling out gas because gas is expensive. The available capacity on any given day is only about 184 or 185 gigawatts. We have almost 15 gigawatts which are off the bar for various reasons. Under planned outage is one part. Forced outage ranges almost about 10 gigawatts. Now that is something which we need to look at and bring down our forced outage. That's the function of maintenance. But am quite sure you will apply your mind to this in your conference. But all that taken together, the total capacity available from thermal would be about 184 gigawatts during non-solar hour. And take a little bit from hydro with storage. Maybe you will have about 20 gigawatts, 25 gigawatts. You will still fall short during non-solar hours when the load goes beyond 225 gigawatts, which it is going to be. So therefore, we can't afford any slip-ups in capacity addition. We need to, the capacity we are planning to add, we need to begin construction quickly. Even if we begin construction now, it will get completed only after about 5 years. In this 5 years, we will still be a challenge. And we are applying our mind to meeting that challenge. We are adding storage, but that also needs to be done fast. But it's very expensive. The problem is that storage is expensive. So we'll have to work out. We'll have to, I think, yesterday work out ways and means to see as to how we can get more gas-based capacity on board, even though it's expensive. Bundle it, see that it becomes less expensive. But these are things which need to be kept in mind. As far as the future is concerned, till so long as storage becomes viable, that means till so long as till the price of storage of 1 unit of energy for 1 hour comes down to ₹4, let us say, or ₹5. It's not going to be actually a effective proposition, a viable proposition. So the thermal power capacity is there to stay. And it will stay even after the storage becomes, even after the price of storage comes down to 5 rupees or 4 rupees. Because, as I said, the total capacity requirement of our country is going to be almost in the region of about 900 gigawatts, in fact 1,000 gigawatts. That is a modest figure in order to meet that demand. And there is no question of any capacity being retired or any capacity being pulled up. With the present capacity itself, we need to add more capacity. There is no question of any segment of my power sector being retired or anything like that. So the future is something which mandates the doubling of your size, and in fact doubling of the size of all our companies. There are challenges in the way. One challenge we have solved, and that challenge was about ensuring payments. That challenge we have solved. We have solved this for capacities which are interstate. The capacities which are intrastate, that means capacities owned by the state governments, this problem has not been solved. And this has led to lower levels of maintenance of the state thermal generation plants, which